Hey Drum Fam, today we're doing something very different and not even remotely the same. So anyway, I'm not even going to do an intro anymore. I've been working on intro for ages, and you know what? Don't need an intro, let's just get straight to the point of me playing drums poorly. And as you can tell today, I am feeling pretty poorly. I actually am really sick. We went to a school tour for Boston the other night, on Thursday night, and I was like, gee, I don't feel great, you know, my back was getting pretty average, so I thought, you know, I'll come home and I'll just lay down. Within half an hour of me being in bed, so this is about 9 o'clock at night, I couldn't get warm. And I'm one of those guys who sleep, in winter, has a fan on, just to, you know, get that breeze as I get warm. I had full clothing on, my doona, or what you call a duvet or a comforter in the States, plus a blanket on top, and I was shivering and I was sweating. I was sick in general. So all I can say is that, you know, it gave me time to not do anything for a couple of days. So as you can tell, my voice, sore throat. I don't have COVID. I've tested a couple of times. And even though I think those tests are quite average, especially when I bought a box of 5 and there was 3 in the box. Clearly they can't count, a bit like me. It's okay, it's alright. I don't have COVID, that's the main thing. So, this room. Now, I have a very loving and supportive wife, and she has said, it's your room, do what you want with it. You know, she's very, very supportive. So, we've been going through some colour samples, and we're probably going to go with like a charcoal black, like the home theatre colour. We're going to leave the ceiling white because it's white. And I'm not doing this. I would usually paint the room. I'm not the best painter. I hate painting, you know. So this room is going to be not even a studio. It's going to have some, not even damping. It's going to have some non-reflective panels and whatnot. We were going to turn this into roughly a sound isolated room, but we simply can't. We're not willing to, just because of what we're going through at the moment with, you know, stuff. So the room right now is a mess because I actually can't do anything. It's not as bad as what I call the room of shame. Everybody's got a room of shame. It's like the junk drawer. There's always a room or under the stairs of a house somewhere that just things go into and kind of be put down and don't get moved. And I can't really bend over or stand or kneel for too long, so the room of shame has gotten really bad, and we'll go through that together one day when I can start cleaning it up. So in this room right now we have hardware, and like everything in the room right now, because we've moved the couches out, looks very vacant, you know, obviously vacuumed or whatever. But in doing the process, everything has been moved kind of that way. So it's a mess, you know. We've got hardware in one corner. It's not even all my hardware, it's the hardware I've been using. We've got drum kits in the corners, you know. We've got, and they're most likely going to be put in storage so I can make some more space. And I'll bring them out once I start to review them. And I haven't reviewed properly like the Romanian kit, which really needs a full breakdown video because it's just a phenomenal kit. And the acrylic kit, which I actually got the Romanian, and then I said I love the acrylic kit because it's a great kit, it's a great gigging kit. So I was like, yeah, I'll get the Romanian kit to gig with. And then when I got covered in smoke machine oil, I was like, what? I'm not going to gig with that anymore. And so I got the PDP kit, which I've used on recordings. Like I've used it on some really big sessions. So that kit's been great, but I'm actually going to be parting ways with that at some point because I'd really like to get like that's a 12, 14, 20, and I'm not a huge fan of 12 as a main tone. I'm more of a 10, so 10, 14. So I'll probably get rid of that at some point and go 10, 14, 20 or 10, 14, 16, 20 because I like shallower toms, and as much as I like to go buy another drum kit, I can't. I room, and you know, things cost money, so you know, I don't even have this room remotely as a setup at the moment, and never really properly. It's like I've got a desk where I would have my MacBook Pro on it and another IKEA desk with a mixer on it. It's not even remotely like a proper studio. I mean, it's not going to be a proper studio. It's going to be just a room with, you know, some drums in it. But a lot of things are going to be moved around. I'm thinking about moving the monitors and the desk, you know, by the window here. And orientation of the kit, because, you know, people say, oh, you know, you've got to have the orientation in a certain manner and certain place, but not soundproof. There's no freaking doors on this room, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to have some room mics down the hallway, so I get some of that lovely natural crappy verb, which would be fantastic. But this room has essentially been a bit of a dumping ground and of my stuff, because we've had nowhere really to put it. So, you know, I've got hardware, we've got boxes of heads, you know. In one corner alone we have pop vinyls on a shelf. That's not even all of them. You know, Boston's got some in his room, and, you know, Tara, my wife, collects them as well, so they're in another room. We've got cymbals, and the thing is, because I can't really put things away properly, they just kind of get left. And right now, because we've moved the couches out, there's stuff all over the house. Like, you walk down the hallway, there's a pile of ride cymbals against the wall, there's some splash cymbals and a china, and in our what we call the big bedroom, as my son calls it, there's drumsticks. It's stuff everywhere. And it's not fair on my wife, and we've got to fix that. So, and no, I'm not getting rid of the wife. You know, I've always said to her, when we do get the proper studio built, one day, house is hers, studio is mine, and I really should have all my drum stuff in the one spot. The suckiest thing right now, because I'm sick, I've been trying to do as little as possible. I felt I need to get something done today if I can. You know, I actually thought, build some Lego, because I build Lego, and we've got May the 4th coming out with a big Lego sale, so I'll probably, you know, grab a couple of sets. But then I'm like, I can't build them because I can't sit, I can't stand for too long, and I'm having less bad days, I'm having better days. But when I do have those, we call them down days, not because I'm down, well, I am down, but like just where you got to be down, you can't do anything. I'm having one a fortnight at the moment, but when they flare up, that flare up is like, wow, it's bad. So, and I had one during the week, and I was just like, oh god, I felt horrible. But, you know, this room, you know, we've got, you know, old Yamaha pedals, which I'm going to refurb just to have them, because they were my first pair of, you know, pedals I ever bought. Actually, my parents bought for me, which was, you know, lovely of them. I do miss them dearly. Get those parts redone and repowder coated, not to use, just to have them as a memento. But we also have random things, like I've got Rob the Robot in a bag, which I paid $15 for at a pawn shop like 20 years ago, just as an item on a shelf, and I still haven't put him on a shelf. So the room has been like a collective of just stuff. Like, I've even got Hot Toys Sideshow collectibles. I've got the Hulkbuster and the Hulk arm, and if you haven't, the Hulk arm is where in the movie, I think it's not Endgame, it's one of them, where Hulk goes to punch and he grabs him and he starts, you know, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. I've got that attachment, which I got on sale, but it was a mission. And that's in here as well. It's in a box. I've got spare parts here, and it's been a real don't want to say it's a horrible journey. It's just a really crappy journey to go through at the moment. So I'm gonna end the video here because I'm actually starting to feel pretty hot, pretty sweaty. I'm wearing shorts right now, but, you know, I'll go like lay down and then I'll be shivering cold. So my fever's been going for 3 days and it hasn't dissipated yet. So we're going to do some samples. We got, as I said, we got charcoal, or theatre charcoal black, but also one with a bit of squid ink blue in it, which it's a nice colour. I think that's got your Boston colour in his room. We're going to get that done. So we're going to do some samples on this wall, and I don't know the orientation of where I'm going to put things. I think once we get certain kits moved out here permanently, get some baffles up and orientate the room, I'm thinking the kit's going to be roughly against this back wall, maybe angled out, because my biggest annoyance and pet hate is you could be on the biggest stage Or you could have as much room in the studio as possible, but then you always find yourself squeezing between something to get to your kit. So what I thought was having the kit angled towards the corner of the room, you know. That way I could step out from the kit and move over to the desk. But I'd still like to have a mouse and a monitor so I could quickly record and do stuff like that with. But I'd also like to have the desk handy as well, because I'm a very hands-on guy when it comes to mixing. So I've been getting some input from, you know, guys like Marcus Ryan and Troy Gretsch, beautiful human beings, great drummers, and also Rob Renz is a good friend of mine. So I don't know, you know, I'm still working on things, but you know, we're also going to be addressing the really bad lighting in this room. I mean, that light's got to go. We're going to update that, but I'm also going to get some proper lighting here. I'm actually going to invest some money into the room and the environment. I've also reached out to one of my sponsors, Audix. We're going to get some new mic leads. I'm going to change the overheads as well. We'll also do some mics down the hallway. You know, they won't be permanent, but you know, you get the idea. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope you do watch. You know, I do apologise for the time I haven't been, you know, doing stuff. It's my bad. Yeah, it could be worse. I've got friends, especially a close friend right now, going something through pretty terrible, and you know, I sit here and go, man, everything sucks right now, but it could be worse. It could be really worse, and you know, keep an eye on the channel, because hopefully in the next couple of months we'll do a bit of a GoFundMe, raise some funds for a friend of mine, good old Phil Shinbine from Shinbine Drum Co. And Gregor Lewis, he's a lovely guy. He's one of my closest friends. I love him to bits. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So yeah, so thanks for joining me. You know, Drum Fam, love you to bits, and I'll see you all sooner rather than later. And hopefully I'm better and I've got my voice back. I'll see you all very, very soon. Why is that so? I mean, I know the sun's coming through. I mean, as long as the cake doesn't get hot. This is the Maple Custom, by the way. This is, you know, I am going to bust this kit out at some point. Wow, that's warm.